Hi, this is Kenny here. I'm here in Copenhagen for Tiger Translate, and I'm going to show you today what's there to do around this wonderful Danish city. We're here right now at the Nyhavn Canal. This is one of the landmarks here in Copenhagen, and there's lots of very nice restaurants along very colorful 17th century buildings here. This used to be a place where sailors and merchants and prostitutes come here and ply the trade. And now, I think the prostitute has gone, but the restaurants are still very, very vibrant and wonderful here. Denmark, so in particular Copenhagen, is one of the most livable cities in the world, and Danish people are one of the happiest people in the world as well. So let's see what's there to do in Denmark. The lady that inspired the Disney cartoon, The Little Mermaid, starring Ariel, and in actual fact it's quite unimpressive. There's even a spiderweb growing between her boobs, and it's very, very uninspiring and very small. But you know, that's a landmark and monument here. I'm just wondering how come they didn't make it more interesting, like Singapore Merlion, and make it spit water out of the mouth or something like that. There's some really nice parks here, and I think public display of affection is very, very romantic over here, as opposed to in Asian countries where all people say, hey, how young people like this one? Young kids nowadays. So very sweet. So here we are at the Amalienborg Palace. This is the royal palace where the queen and the royal family generally lives. And we are here at the center of the square. And there's a lot of balconies over here. So every time there's any royal events, the people of Denmark will all gather around here in this square underneath the bronze horse statue, and the queen or the royal family will come up to the balcony and wave and say hello. They're actually quite scary. You don't think of them as scary, but when they want to mean business, that means business. It's one of the nicest chambers I've ever seen. It even has pineapples on top. So this is the Queen's handbags and makeup kit and gloves and shoes. As you can see, oh no brand one no. I think some of the girls in Malaysia or Singapore, their bags are more expensive than the Queen's bags. Marble Church, very, very impressive architecture that took about 100 years to complete. Okay, after walking around the whole day, we're ready for lunch now. And this is one of the recommended restaurants of the area, called Nyhavn 17. Nyhavn meaning New Harbour, and 17 is the lot address here. The thing in Denmark is that you have to walk a lot in Copenhagen. Because all the attractions are very close to each other, and you don't want to miss out on anything. So you spend a lot of time on your foot walking. So after a while, you get very tired. So now we are at this place called Nyhavn 17. It's a house in the 17th century building with lots of nice pubs and restaurants around this area. And one of the best things to order in Copenhagen is the Danish open sandwich. So today we had some fried chicken, fried fish fillet, and a bit of beef fillet, I think, no ham. Shopping in Copenhagen, then the definitive place to come here will be the place called Stroget. This is the world's longest pedestrian outdoor shopping street, and here you can get all the big brands like Mermaid, Louis Vuitton and Gucci and all sorts of things going on here. Beware though, things here are not exactly very cheap. Denmark is the design capital of Europe, and when I say design, some things are very, very, very expensive. So like this lamp, it costs 65,000 krone. 65,000 krone, I think that's about 42,000 ringgit. And how much does this cost? Stainless steel, 3,299 kronas. That's about 2,100 ringgit for a stainless steel deflatable lookalike stool. This store called Tiger, not to be confused with a beer, sells really cheap Danish design products. Some of them are really funky and cool. Some of them are quite interesting as well, like this toilet roll with knowledge. This is basically toilet roll with facts, random facts printed on it, so that you know that a housefly lives only 14 days. And maybe you'll come out from the toilet a much smarter person. This is the 16th century round tower. Most of the time it's been used as an observatory tower. And nowadays it's just a tourist attraction where you can walk up the staircase all the way to the top and have a good view over Copenhagen. So, not far from the round tower is this place called DaleVale. This is actually part of First Hotel, and it gets very busy and lively at night. Right now it's only about 7 PM, so it's still warming up at this point in time. You can get lots of people just come out here and chill out for wine or tiger beer or something like that. And the food here is quite interesting as well. This is like keropok in Danish style. So you can have a bit of Danish keropok. Wash it down with tiger beer. So right now we're taking the city circle line for Copenhagen. It's pretty easy to take around. It goes in a loop. In a loop or anti-clockwise loop around the city centre and pass through all the main attractions. And the ticket is only about 21 kroner, which is about 14 ringgit or $7.
wollte ja nicht ganz in die Innenstadt fahren, in die Kirche zu gehen, weil er in seinem Sommerschloss war. So hat diesen hier an die Ecke erbauen lassen.
I'm standing in front of the 16th century Rosenborg Castle. This is a very extensive Renaissance castle that's now housing some of the greatest treasures of the Denmark royal family. Rose garden also right in front of the Rosenborg Castle. And so the flowers here are really huge. Now I just finished touring the castle and I'm feeling a bit hungry. But I want to save a bit of money, and if you're on a budget and you still want to have a good time in Copenhagen, you can just go to any of the supermarkets just around the Rosenborg Castle and get yourself a tiger beer. And then just find any hot dog stalls or any of the sandwich bars around the place, and you're going to have a good time. Time for some dinner, and the best place for dinner I heard is a place called Sommersko. This is actually one of the oldest French restaurants in the whole of Copenhagen. The Tivoli, one of the oldest amusement parks in the world, and still running. Entrance into the Tivoli is not cheap at all. It's 85 kroners, which is about, I think, 60 ringgit, just to walk around and have a look at the garden. Okay, as expensive and as weird as it might sound, this place actually, I think, is actually quite charming, with very old school type of attractions and games and everything. Very charming and romantic actually. Alright, in terms of excitement, Tivoli probably cannot compare to places like Disneyland or Genting Highlands and parks like those. But I think for a lot of local Danish people and the local Copenhagen people, this is where their parents go out for their first dates, or where they have a family day out and the whole family is together. It is actually a very charming, a very romantic place with a very good atmosphere here. And it's just, part of me just feel like having my loved one with me right now, so I can walk hand in hand and take the rides together. So yeah, it's definitely worth a visit here. It is one of the world's oldest amusement park, and I think when you come here, it just feels like a fairy tale country. This is the world's biggest chop chop with mini chop chop inside. Guess how much it cost? 100 kroner, 66 ringgit. One thing I noticed about Copenhagen is that most of the Western shops are manned by Asians, and most of the Asian food stalls are manned by Copenhagen white girls or white people. It's very weird because it's like the other way around.